2023 Ford Explorer. Got a concern of the shade will retract, but it won't come back forward. Now it is forward, so it obviously comes back at some point. And I've already looked at this, and this has just got kind of an odd problem, but I'm going to show you. It one touches back, no problem. All right. And here's what it doesn't do. I'm pushing the button, right? It's not coming forward. But what I notice is if I push the button really hard, now it's coming forward. So what we have is a bad switch. The switch is just, I guess the contacts in there aren't close enough where you have to have too much button pressure. So it's a pretty simple diagnosis and fix. This one's under warranty. It's got about 3,900 miles on it. And the switches come with the entire overhead console like this. So I'm going to show you how to put it in. It's not too terribly difficult. You've got these two clips right here, or yeah, they're clips, and two there. And then you've got these two little alignment pins or whatever. Anyway, they go in right here. They kind of go in like this. And then you just push this up. So I am going to pull down on this. And you got to get your hand in behind this thing. And you may need to have like a little plastic tool or something, or some really strong fingers. But basically you just pull it down. And there it is. And it's got one plug. That's pretty simple. And that plug will have a little button on it and there it is. All right. And then for the new one, you plug it back in, obviously. Click, and now if you see these two holes right here, that's where these little feet go. They kind of secure it in the front. And then that should just line everything up perfectly. And you just push it up there. Now I am going to, sometimes you want to bump it. I'm going to give you another little tip from hard learned experience. Don't beat that thing with this sunglass holder shut, because you can see it's got one of those kind of spring-loaded deals where it comes open slowly like that. I can just tell you that if you're beating it right there and you accidentally get a little bit too much of that, it will break it, and then you got to have a whole nother console. And just ask me how I know that. It was not pretty. So anyway, there you go. Now let's test it. Opening. Oh, yep, look at that, barely any pressure. So that fixed it. So we just had simply a bad switch right out of the box from Ford. It did work, you just had to have way too much pressure on it to make it work. So no big deal there. I do have a video on how to initialize or program these. I don't think that's necessary here because we haven't messed with the motor or anything. I'm sure the shop manual probably tells you to do it, and I may do it before it's over with, but it doesn't really need it. It works fine. So there you go. 2023, so I would think that would be a 20 model and newer have these switches. If you got a bad switch, and this would count for the sunroof switch too, if you need to replace your switches or your lights are out or whatever reason you need to replace your console, that's how you do it. So questions, comments, let me know.